Makers, it's Joel with Maker Studio, back with another Pt.1 video lesson, and today we're gonna make some noise. Alright, so as I've said in previous videos, I'm not terribly musical, but what I love about doing things like building instruments is I love that it gives me an opportunity to really cross curriculum, to really talk about lots of other things, not just the musical part of it, which I am not terribly skilled at. But what I do like to do is I like to share with students and with those I'm teaching is the history around the instruments that we're using and the geography and the cultural impact of these kinds of things. I think it gives you so much opportunity to talk about so many different things. So this is part one of our TrashCan rock band, which is a challenge that we're running at Pt.1, where what we're gonna do is I'm gonna introduce you to a bunch of different instruments that I made with just trash that I have laying around the house. I'm gonna show you a bunch of different ones. It's not gonna be a tutorial where I walk you through step by step of how I made each one. They're all really simple things. Just by seeing them, you'll see, oh, I can make that. I have those things at my house and that sort of thing. But what we want to challenge you with is to build an instrument yourself. It doesn't have to be one of the ones that I share today. It could be anything that you come up with. And then share that with us on the Pt.1 page. And if you watch part two of the TrashCan Rock Band Challenge, there's a little bit more of an advanced portion where not only are you going to build your instrument, you're going to download some free software and you're going to start to record and apply effects and get a little bit of experience with music production as well. So if you add those things in for your part of the challenge, that's even better. We want to see those things as well. So let's jump in. Let me show you a bunch of different instruments that I made and then hopefully give you some inspiration to make your own. Okay, the first instrument that we're gonna talk about is the Maraca. And one thing that you'll notice is that my instruments are gonna be pretty ugly. I didn't go to the trouble of decorating them. Yours are gonna look so much nicer. You're going to paint them and make them look really great. I just wanted to get across how we were making these. So the first one is this Maraca, which I made out of very, very simple household items. I had a couple of plastic spoons that I used, an Easter egg, and some rice that I put inside of the Easter egg. The only other item that you need is some tape to tape the two things together. So it's just the Easter egg with a little bit of rice inside of it held between two plastic spoons, and you got yourself a Maraca. Sounds pretty good too. No band is complete without a drum, right? Here we have a drum, which again was made out of very simple household items. I took a peanut butter jar and washed it out. I had some of these really large balloons and I just chopped off the end of the balloon, wrapped it around the peanut butter jar, and I made a drum. Now, what's really cool about this drum is you can also use it to talk about the tradition of the African talking drum, because this thing is flexible. You can change the tone by squeezing the inside and make it more high-pitched or low-pitched depending on how much squeeze you apply to it. Okay, so the next instrument that we're going to get into is a little bit more obscure. This is what the instrument looks like, and it's just a red cup with a hole in the top with a piece of twine running through the middle and taped off at the top. This is based on what is traditionally thought of as a Brazilian instrument, but it has its roots in Africa. It's sometimes called a monkey drum. The Brazilian version is called a cuica, C-U-I-C-A, cuica, and it is a friction instrument, which by pulling on the string, you can create a sort of funny little monkey sound out of it, or you can make these kind of annoying little shrieks. So that's the cuica. Okay, next we're gonna have a couple of instruments that will give you more of an opportunity to create melodies. So most of what we've already looked at were more of your rhythm section for your band that you're gonna create at home. And now we're gonna get into how can you create some melody. So the first thing that I did was I created a cereal box guitar. And again, this is super simple. I just cut a hole in a cereal box, hot glued a couple of pieces of wood on here for the bridge. For a couple of the strings, I put in some push pins to wrap around to change the pitch. And that's pretty much it. Then I just wrapped a couple of rubber bands. I got some really big rubber bands, wrapped them around the box, and now you can hear your guitar. So now you have the ability, you've already created your rhythm section, now you've got your chance to make some melody to go on top of those rhythms that you create. The final instrument that I made is another opportunity for you to create some melody. The last one that I created was a kalimba, which is an African instrument, sometimes called a thumb piano. And all I did for this was I took a 2x4, a block of wood that I had, and I took some bobby pins, straightened them out, and then just stapled them on here at varying distances, because the tighter, the more bobby pin I put staples into, the higher pitch that sound comes out. The last thing that I did with this is I wanted to create some resonance with it, because just as a solid block of wood, it didn't quite resonate the way that I wanted to, and so I just drilled some holes in the sides and along the top so that it would resonate just a bit more. And here's what it sounds like. Mine is not the prettiest sound, but you have the opportunity to change some pitch and again to create some melody. Now, next we're gonna get into how we can attach a microphone to our computer, get it up close to these instruments so that we can make some really strange sounds come out of this. Okay, so that's all of the instruments that I made. So now it's your turn. Take what you saw here today and go out and make your own instruments. Don't forget to share those with us on our Facebook page at CoBuild19. Use the hashtag TrashCan Rock Band and the hashtag CoBuild19 when you share those so that we can see what everybody has made. And don't forget also to join us for part 2 of TrashCan Rock Band, where we're gonna get into some recording and even into some adding some effects to our instruments to make some really wild sounds. So that's it. I'll see you next time. Happy making.